Hey everybody, I just want to do a review on this knife here. I don't know if you remember, about a month or so ago I was on a chase, and I don't think I've done a review on this. I looked through my videos and I didn't see it, so I may have put it on Instagram once or twice, but as far as just looking it over in review, I have not. And so here it is. This is Andrew Dimko AD10 that I picked up, like I said, about a month or two ago. And this is one of his earlier versions of the AD10. I'm not a big enough Dimko expert to really tell you the difference between this and his later iterations on this same kind of knife. However, I can go over what this knife is. And so let's get on into this and I'll tell you what I know about it. It has right at a, let's see, 3.5 inch blade. This particular AD10 has CPM 154 steel, and the person I bought it from I think was the second owner, so I'm actually the third owner, I believe, and he put quite a blade on this. This thing will nick you nicely, but just like a lot of the Andrew Dimko knives, you can close this thing pretty easily one-handed. So you got that generous thumb stud both ways on this thing, very nice. Check that out. It's got a smoothed out G10 handle. This is my favorite feeling type of handle. This thing is awesome. I love that black, and I love the shiny black, and I just love the way that they did that. Of course, you can see the, let's see if we can get that on video here, Andrew Dimko pivot label there. Pretty cool. Feels great in hand, even with my chunky fingers. Get it locked up here at the front with this jobber here, this choil. And it's, I don't know, we'll call that the rear choil, where it's got a good handle. And I've been finding myself carrying this thing actually, which is kind of weird for me, because usually this would be locked behind glass somewhere with candles and a monk choir singing behind it. But not so with this. I've been carrying it, haven't had really a chance to take it out and show it off or anything, but I really don't know if I want to. You get somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, and they're like, well, let me see that, that's a pretty cool splat, and now it's on the ground, and then you got to kill your friend. So nobody wants that. So I just like having it just in case I need it. And it's kind of cool to be able to carry something like this. I won't be able to carry it all the time or anything, but it's kind of interesting. Alright, so you got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, about, what's that, 5 inches of handle, 3.5 inches of blade, that smoothed out G10. Of course, you got that Andrew Dimko lock in there. I know it's not the triad lock when he puts it in his personal knives, and I keep forgetting what it's called when it's his lock in his own knives. So you'll have to leave that in the comment down there if you know what I'm talking about. I think Cold Steel has the triad lock, and they've locked up that as far as using the name. So you got titanium liners, G10 backspacer here. Came with this kind of cool balled up lanyard, so I'm not going to take that one off. I like it. And it's got a generous lanyard thing like all the AD10s do. Great grip, like I said. Alright, let's see how much this thing weighs. It's a little bit heavy for a EDC knife, but it's not too horrible. Let's check it out. Here we go. 7.8. That's pretty heavy, but it's not too bad if you're wanting to carry something kind of cool. That's not like the titanium one. The titanium one's a little bit heavier than that, and so this one I like, and it hasn't dragged me down. It's got to tighten the old belt a little bit, keep up the pantalones, but it works pretty well. Now what I would like to do is bring out a couple knives and just kind of give you a comparative look at the size of this and what it would actually feel like in your hand if you haven't had a chance to grab one of these yet. So the first knife I'm going to bring out is the American Lawman, and you'll see how it kind of compares. It's pretty comparative there as far as size from this point forward. So this is the Lawman. You got the AD10 just a little bit bigger along the blade, what is that, about a 1/4 of an inch longer on the blade, a little bit thicker through here, but you can kind of see what it would feel like from this point forward. It kind of feels the same. You don't have, if you look at the way it's shaped, you don't have this rear thing down here to hold on to, but the first part of this, right to right about here, is very Lawman-like as far as the width here. Not across the back, obviously, because you look there. Well, let me bring it closer to the camera. You can see it's not even close. But as far as the grip this way, you can see how it's pretty similar there. Excuse me. Hold on one second. Okay, and now as far as thickness across the back and just overall feel, I'm going to bring out this horrible monster here, the 4MAX, and you'll see the size difference right away, of course, as this thing is just a humongous beast of beastly proportions. But the thing I want to bring up is just the overall quality of how it feels. I'm telling you what, if you don't have the money for a custom Demco, I know there's people out there who are probably going to skewer me over the fire for this and just rake me over the coals and say awful things about my mom, but this feels very close to what this feels like. Now this is a first run 4MAX, and it's got the dog leg and it's got all the smoothed out G10 here, and you're gonna get some AD10 snobs in here. Well, you're not a snob. I mean, I'm not saying you're a snob, but I know you don't want to hear that your $2,000 knife is, or $1,500 knife, whatever you paid for it, is even being compared to the $400 4MAX. But it is really, really close in the way it feels. And you can tell the size is kind of the same. Look at kind of across the back there. And there's a really good comparison there. And if you're in the mood for something Demco-y and you don't have the cash for maybe an AD10, and you're not going to go wrong if you can get a good quality 4MAX. If you can get a 4MAX without the lock issues, and you can get a 4MAX that, you know, the G10's smoothed out, is very, very similar to what you're going to be feeling here. However, even if you get one with the lock issues, let's say you got one that's got the jacked up lock and it comes up here, you send it in, and guess who's fixing it? Yeah, I think Mr. Demco's fixing them. I don't know if he's still doing it, so you might want to get a jacked up one just to send in, so you can say you had a Demco Touch knife. I don't know how you're going to work that, but I'm just saying, very comparable. You know, when you say you can buy 3 of these for 1 of these, how are you going to go wrong there? All right, so it's going to feel very similar. This is, man, this 4MAX, oh man, this thing's awesome. You got to get one of these. Do your hunting, find a good one, make a good one, do what you got to do, grab one of these. That being said, if you want something that feels similar to this as far as just, and I'm not saying it's the same, obviously, but if you want that, listen to this, listen to that, you hear that? Listen to this. That lock-in place, you're going to kind of get it from the smaller cold steels, but, and you're obviously going to get it from the 4MAX. Check this bad boy out. Let's check this out. Oh, hello. But you know where you're also going to get it from? And I know it's not the same blade shape, and I know it's not the same quality as this, and definitely not that. But you know what? You can't go wrong with this. What? Bright orange? Bright yellow? How dare you? That's the devil speaking. No, it's not. Listen to this. Yeah. Look at that. Across the back. Kind of thick. Kind of like that. Not like that, but just as far as being wide and feeling that same grip. You're not getting the same metal thickness, obviously. But this thing is just nice. If you don't have an Ultimate Hunter and you like cold steel and you're looking at something, these things are awesome. These things are great. Hold on, let me put this away. Be right back. There's too many knives out. It was making me jumpy, making me nervous. Or maybe that was the extra coffee and energy drink. I don't know. One of those. Alright, so grab you one of these. These are cool. You know, it'd be cool if you came out with a custom Ultimate Hunter. Oh, all the people I would stab to get one of those. Mr. Demco, sir. Salutations. Custom Ultimate Hunter. I'm with you. I'm telling you, I'm saving my pennies. If you happen to watch this video, look into that. I'm telling you what. But look at that. That's very similar in blade length there. Very similar in handle length. Very similar in how it feels in your hand. Just because of how thick it is across the back. You can tell there's a little bit of similarity. Not a whole lot there as far as the grip. But this thing just feels good. And I know this is the AD10 video, so I'm going to put you over here. Now, keep your eye on that, because that's a good knife. But anyways, the AD10, I was chasing it. I think a couple of you managed to buy some of my knives to help me out. I appreciate that. And I managed to sell some of my other stuff to grab this bad boy. Got a decent, really good deal on this. And just locked up like a tank, and it feels good in the hand. And this is, if I had to carry one of my customs, this would probably be it. I love this thing. Alright, I just wanted to share that with you. Just a great knife. Just one of my Grail knives. Just a really lucky opportunity for me to be able to get that. And I wanted to share it with you guys and then let y'all know what it felt like, what I was thinking, and I got this one locked away. So, like here, subscribe here. Let me know what you think. What do you think of my comparisons? Have you held one of these before? Was I too far off on the Ultimate Hunter idea? Mr. Demko? Obviously, if it's you, I'm sorry about the midnight phone calls. That's not me. Please rescind the protection order. Anyways, I will talk to y'all later.